forget whatever you're thinking. And I love God. Goodbye. I love you.
Before streaming playlists and digital archives, rock and roll lived and died on stage, under spotlights, in front of crowds who had no idea they were witnessing history's final bow. Some performances became unintentional farewells, preserved on bootleg tapes and fading photographs. Tonight, we're remembering 10 chilling final concerts before rock legends passed away. Let's bring them back, starting with number 1, number 10, John Lennon, the Waldorf Astoria, New York City, August 1980.
Living for today.
4 months before his death, John Lennon emerged from 5 years of domestic life to perform at a charity benefit for the San Francisco police. He hadn't played live since 1975, and by most accounts, he was nervous but excited to return. Backed by a small ensemble, Lennon performed a short acoustic set that included early Beatles material and solo work. The intimate crowd of fewer than 300 people witnessed something they didn't realize was precious: the last time John Lennon would ever perform live. His voice carried that familiar Liverpool warmth, seasoned now with age and contentment. On December 8, 1980, outside his Dakota apartment building, the music stopped forever. Number 9. Elvis Presley, Market Square Arena, Indianapolis, June 26, 1977.
You got your granny.
Just 6 weeks before his death, the King took the stage in Indianapolis for what would become his final concert. By most accounts, Elvis was struggling. His weight had ballooned, his movements were sluggish, and the prescription medications were taking their toll. But when he sang, something ancient and powerful still emerged. He opened with CC Rider and closed with Can't Help Falling in Love, just as he'd done hundreds of times before. Audience members later recalled that Elvis seemed tired but gracious, pausing frequently between songs to catch his breath and joke with the crowd. The 18,000 fans who filled that arena had no idea they were witnessing the end of an era. On August 16, 1977, Graceland became a shrine, and rock and roll lost its founding father. Number 8, Bob Marley, Stanley Theater, Pittsburgh, September 23, 1980. The reggae legend was already sick with the cancer that would kill him 8 months later, but he insisted on completing his uprising tour. The Pittsburgh show was electric. Marley performed for over 90 minutes, delivering classics like No Woman, No Cry, Exodus, and Redemption Song with fierce conviction. Backstage after the show, he reportedly collapsed. Doctors urged him to stop touring immediately, but Marley had pushed his body to its absolute limit. 2 days later, he played Central Park in New York, but that performance was cut short after just 3 songs when he collapsed again. The Pittsburgh concert stands as his last full performance, a testament to his warrior spirit. On May 11, 1981, in a Miami hospital room, Bob Marley whispered his final words to his son, "Money can't buy life." Number 7. Jimi Hendrix, Isle of Fehmarn Festival, Germany, September 6, 1970. 12 days before his death, Hendrix headlined an outdoor festival on a remote German island before a crowd of reportedly 5,000 to 6,000 people. By all accounts, the show was a disaster. Torrential rain turned the field into mud, technical problems plagued the sound system, and violent clashes between bikers and festival security created chaos. Hendrix struggled through a shortened set that included All Along the Watchtower and Voodoo Child, but his heart wasn't in it. Friends later said he seemed depressed and exhausted, ready to quit touring and focus on studio work. On September 18, 1970, in a London hotel room, the greatest guitarist who ever lived took his last breath at age 27. The rain-soaked German field became sacred ground, the last place Jimi Hendrix ever played his Stratocaster. If you're feeling the weight of these stories, hit that subscribe button. We've got more journeys through rock's most powerful moments coming every week. Number 6. Janis Joplin, Harvard Stadium, Boston, August 12, 1970. Just 7 weeks before her death, Janis delivered a blistering outdoor performance before 14,000 fans in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Critics noted she was in peak vocal form that night, tearing through Piece of My Heart, Cry Baby, and Me and Bobby McGee with raw, uninhibited power. She wore her trademark feathers and bangles, dancing wildly across the stage, laughing between songs. Nobody in that stadium could have guessed she was nearing the end. On October 4, 1970, in room 105 of the Landmark Motor Hotel in Hollywood, Janis Joplin died of a heroin overdose. She was 27 years old, and her final album, Pearl, was still unfinished. But that August night in Boston, she was immortal. Her voice carried on the summer wind. Number 5, Freddie Mercury, Knebworth Park, England, August 9th, 1986. Queen's final concert with Freddie Mercury was a stadium extravaganza before a crowd of 120,000 fans. The show was part of the Magic Tour, supporting their album A Kind of Magic, and by all reports it was a triumph. Freddie commanded the stage in his iconic yellow military jacket, leading the crowd through Bohemian Rhapsody, We Will Rock You, and We Are the Champions with theatrical brilliance. He didn't know he was already infected with HIV, though he would be diagnosed within months. Queen never toured again. Freddie retreated to the studio, recording vocals for what would become his final albums. On November 24, 1991, 5 years after Knebworth, Freddie Mercury passed away from AIDS-related complications. But that summer day in 1986, 120,000 voices sang along, and for 2 hours the music was everything. Number 4, Ronnie Van Zant of Lynyrd Skynyrd, Greenville Memorial Auditorium, South Carolina, October 19, 1977. The night before the plane crash that killed him, Ronnie Van Zant led Skynyrd through a fiery performance in Greenville. The band was riding high, touring behind their 5th studio album Street Survivors, which had just been released 5 days earlier. They ripped through Sweet Home Alabama, Free Bird, and newer material with Southern Rock Fury. After the show, the band boarded a chartered Convair airplane bound for Baton Rouge. The next afternoon, the plane ran out of fuel and crashed into a Mississippi swamp, killing Ronnie, guitarist Steve Gaines, backup singer Cassie Gaines, and 4 others. Those who were at the Greenville show later said Ronnie seemed in great spirits, joking with the crowd and soaking in the applause. Nobody could have known that Freebird would become a eulogy sung from the edge of a swamp.
Number 3, Marvin Gaye, Radio City Music Hall, New York City, February 14th, 1983.
Forget whatever you're thinking, and I love God. Goodbye. I love you, and God bless you all.
Marvin's final tour was a troubled one, plagued by financial problems, drug use, and deepening paranoia. But on Valentine's Day in New York, he delivered a sold-out performance that reminded everyone why he was one of soul music's greatest voices. He performed What's Going On, Sexual Healing, and Let's Get It On with emotional intensity. But friends backstage reported that Marvin seemed withdrawn and afraid, struggling with inner demons he couldn't escape. 14 months later, on April 1st, 1984, the day before his 45th birthday, Marvin Gaye was shot and killed by his own father during a domestic dispute at their Los Angeles home. The voice that had soundtracked romance and revolution fell silent. But that February night at Radio City, his voice soared, and for a few hours the darkness lifted. Number 2, John Bonham of Led Zeppelin, Eisborth Hall, Berlin, July 7th, 1980. Led Zeppelin's final concert with their legendary drummer was part of their European tour, and by most accounts, the Berlin show was powerful. Bonham pounded through Kashmir, Whole Lotta Love, and Stairway to Heaven with his trademark thunder. But those close to the band noted that John was drinking heavily and seemed depressed. Just over 2 months later, on September 25th, 1980, Bonham died after a day-long drinking binge at Jimmy Page's house. He had consumed roughly 40 shots of vodka. Led Zeppelin disbanded immediately. The band released a statement. "We wish it to be known that the loss of our dear friend and the deep sense of undivided harmony felt by ourselves and our manager have led us to decide that we could not continue as we were. That July night in Berlin, nobody knew the drums would soon go silent forever." Number 1, Keith Moon of The Who, Shepperton Studios, London, May 25th, 1978. Technically, this wasn't a concert. It was a film shoot for the documentary The Kids Are All Right, but it was the last time Keith Moon ever sat behind a drum kit. The Who performed Won't Get Fooled Again, Baba O'Reilly, and My Generation for the cameras, and Moon reportedly struggled to keep up. His drumming, once explosive and chaotic, sounded labored. He was bloated, exhausted, fighting demons that alcohol and prescription drugs couldn't silence. Just 4 months later, on September 7th, 1978, Keith Moon died in his London apartment from an overdose of medication prescribed to help him stop drinking. He was 32 years old. The Who continued without him, but the wild, unpredictable heartbeat of the band was gone. That May afternoon at Shepperton Studios, cameras captured the last flickers of Moon the Loon, forever frozen on film, forever young. These weren't just final performances. They were goodbyes nobody got to say. Each one a reminder that rock and roll lives in the moment, burning bright before it fades. Which of these final concerts hit you the hardest? Drop your memories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories from the decades that changed music forever. Until next time, keep the legends alive.